Okay, everyone. So, if you have already been through all of Monday's work and Tuesday's work, then you should be starting Wednesday's work, which is Newton's second law at video and activity. Before you do the activity, I would like you to watch the short 5-minute video that is linked on this week's work assignments, and then you can continue with what you need to do. Okay, so what this page looks like today that you're going to be doing is this. You have two options. If you were like me and don't have a printer, I'm going to show you in a second how to do that. But if you have a printer, you may print this out and use this instead of doing a lot of the first steps that are in this. Typically when we do this in the classroom, I have the paper ready and waiting for you to do it, but it gets a little hard now that we're at home all the time. So, first thing you want to do, you're going to be using a rubber band, a nickel, a dime, and then something to mark the surface that you're using on so that you start at the same exact point every single time. So for me, I'm using just a mark of painter's tape. But you can do that using Scotch tape or a string or anything that you can think of that would make it just easy to tell where you're starting each time, even if it's just a line on the floor, so that you start the same line every time. So before you get started on this activity, I want you to make a prediction. So if you use the same amount of force on a nickel and dime, then what is going to happen? If you use the same amount of force using like a rubber band, what is going to happen? Fill in that space now. Now, I'm going to shoot this down towards the table a little bit just so it's a little bit easier to see. What you're going to do is you're going to mark your space. I recommend using something that is a little easier to slide on. I do not recommend doing this on carpet as it's not going to move very much. What you're going to do, if you have a partner, sometimes this is a little easier to do with a partner. What you're going to do is you're going to take your rubber band, you're going to stretch it out. That's another reason why I'm using the tape, because it makes it easy to line up the back of my rubber band with every time, so I start at the same exact spot. If you have a partner, you have them hold it. If you're doing this on your own, like I am right now, you're just going to hold it in the same exact position. Then what you're going to do, you're going to take your nickel, going to put it against the rubber band. You're going to pull back until it reaches the back rubber band, and you're going to let go. From that point, what I would do is I would take a measurement with my ruler from the edge of the blue tape to the back of the nickel. I'm going to do that 3 separate times. So there's 1, maybe. There's 2. And there's 3. And I would measure each of them, and after I'm done, I would put them on my data sheet, take the average, and find out the average distance that it was traveled. And then I do the same exact thing with my dime, if I can get this to actually do what I want it to do. There we go. Take my dime. Dime's a little bit harder. Yeah, it didn't go. Take my dime, 1, 2, and 3, and measure how far the dime was able to go. Now, it's easiest to do this if you can get the rubber band to lay flat like this rather than up like that, because it gets a little bit more tension going this way and a little bit more surface area that'll hit it. So, when you are completely finished, what you're going to do is you're going to go down and you're going to fill in your distances here. Trial 1, trial 2, trial 3. The average, so you add up these 3, put it here, divide by 3, and you get your average distance that it traveled. Afterwards, you're going to answer some conclusion questions about Newton's second law, which coin experienced more acceleration when the same amount of force moved, and then how does the mass of the object change the acceleration of the object. Take your time, go through it. If you need help, please reach out. Thank you guys.